That's Peter Ndubisi Mba has rewarded Rangers players and management for winning the 2025-2026 Nigeria Premier Football League title. And Napoli forward Romelu Lukaku scored on his first international appearance in more than a year as Belgium beat Croatia 2-0 on Tuesday in Rijeka in a World Cup friendly. In Manchester United have agreed a deal to sign Atalanta midfielder Ederson. Of course, we understand United will pay an initial fee of £34 million, that's about 40.5 million euros, plus £3.8 million, that's about 4.5 million euros in potential add-ons. Is he a good signing for Manchester United? And Ibrahima Konate is in talks to join Los Merengues, that's Real Madrid, after it was confirmed he would leave Liverpool as a free agent. Soccer fans don't understand, talks are ongoing, and it is it's increasingly likely the defender will join Real, but any potential move will depend on their ongoing presidential elections. Yeah, of course, elections are ongoing. After that very one, Jose Mourinho will also be announced as the new Real Madrid boss, and that's because Marco Silva, has joined SL Benfica. Yeah, he left Fulham. Now he's the new Benfica manager, talking about Marco Silva. So Jose Mourinho leaves, and of course he's on the radar, very much on his way to Real Madrid. So is Ibrahima Konate, a really good signing for Real Madrid? Is he ready for his stiff test? And Liverpool have reached a verbal agreement with Andoni Iraola to become the new head coach. Soccer fans will also understand Iraola wants Pablo De La Torre, Tammy Elphick, Sean Cooper, and of course Tom Webber to join him on the coaching staff right there at Anfield. Of course, his appointment could be announced in the coming days. Is Andoni Iraola, the former Bournemouth manager, the right man for the Liverpool job? That's how we welcome you to Soccer Fan Zone on your fifth dial, WAVE91.7 FM. I'm that name, the voice you trust and that mayor you probably need. They call me Patrick De Lurker, that homeboy that's never at home. I look around 247-365. I'm your host and guide. Bright tonight is also here, the CBN of Sports. He returns this morning as well.
Good morning, Patrick. Good morning, Port Harcourt. It's good to be here. Let's have fun.
It's a great time, you guys. The show is interactive. You can join the discourse via WhatsApp and 070-4000-1783. It's how you get through to us via WhatsApp. And that's 070-4000-1783. We'll open up the phone lines later on here to get your thoughts on this side. Now, without much ado, let's get started. We look at the home front. Of course, the Nigeria Football Federation, the NFF, has released the fixtures for the round of 16 of the 2026 President Federation Cup. The fixtures have, set up several Nigeria Premier Football League sides versus Nigeria National League sides. Of course, Sokoto United will face Adamawa United in an all-NPFL tie, while Bendel Insurance will take on El Kanemi Warriors in another promising encounter between NPFL sides. Kada Warriors will be up against the Bauchi Elephants Wikitoris, pitting the NNL side against Bauchi Elephants, who were relegated from the NPFL that's last season. Bida Lions will host Flight FC in the remaining lower league encounter. Of course, NPFL clubs dominate the rest of the draw with the Pride of Rivers, that's Rivers United, facing Nasarawa United, Plateau United taking on FC Basira, with the Oga Boys, Ikorodu City, trading tackles with the People's Elephant Enyimba in the tie of the round. Ikorodu City against Enyimba, yeah? So now, Sunshine Stars on the 19th will round off the fixtures against the Malia Boys, and that's Barao FC. The dates, venues, and kick-off times for the round of 16 will be announced by the Nigeria Football Federation. And so we wait to see what comes out of this very one. And now let's tell you that Enugu State Governor Peter Ndubisi Mba has rewarded Rangers international players and management for winning the 2025-2026 Nigeria Premier Football League NPFL title. The Flying Antelopes are crowned NPFL champions for the 9th time after a Navy 2-1 away win against the Oga Boys, Ikorodu City, 2 weeks ago. Mba, during a reception for the team at the Government House in Enugu, announced a cash reward of 150 million naira for the team. 150 million naira for the team. That's interesting, isn't it? Of course, it's a good way to go about business. The players will receive 100 million naira in bonuses. 100 million naira in bonuses. While members of the club's management in the management team will share 50 million naira. In addition, Mba presented certificates of occupancy, that's CFO, for plots of land in Enugu to all players and management staff. The Enugu-based side will be looking to make an impact in the CAF Champions League for next season. This is a moral booster, Bright, going forward, going into the new season. Of course, they are morally boosted. 150 million naira to be shared amongst them. Players' bonuses 100 million naira for the management staff, 50 million naira plus a plot of land for each member of the team. That's quite commendable.
Yeah, I think it's a good one, but they need to look beyond the bigger picture, which is the CAF Champions League. They have the money, the players. Look for a way to talk sense into these players and let them know that teams will come for them from the North African team, Tanzania team, even in the South African League, teams will come for them. So they should just try their possible best to see how they can retain or sustain their players. Yeah. Because if these same legs go to play the CAF Champions League, I think they will come out with a good result. But the only issue they always have, Nigeria team always have, is whenever we wins like this, the first 11 that won the league for your team, or let's say the team that won the Enugu Rangers, the Flying Antelope of Enugu, they won the Nigerian Football League. If this set of players, which they know themselves, they know that this other player, Abaje knows when to run, they will give him the ball for him to score. By the way, he has a couple of goals. This is more than 13 goals this season in the Nigerian Football League, and if he continues with the team moving forward to the CAF Champions League, I think just the performance that they had in the Nigerian Football League this season, I think they will do well when it comes to continental game. But for the reward, like I always tell people, an award is a reward for your hard work. It means that you need to do something that will make it to move forward. It's a good one. Shout out to the Enugu State government. Moral booster going forward, but it shouldn't stop there. Okay. To start from their stadium, take care of their stadium, take care of these players. Then we'll see what will happen in continental games.
I agree. Yeah, renovate the stadiums. Because it has to meet CAF's standard. Yeah. So you have your home games at your own ground. So it makes a lot of sense. And then bring in some new, and not just any kind of players, like top players, CAF Champions League or CAF Confederation Cup tested players. You don't need to sign only players from NPFL. Go outside the shores of Nigeria. That's why you're Nigerian champions, and that's why you're playing in the CAF Champions League. Go even to North Africa if you can get those players, get them. But easy.
Another thing again is for them to get prepared fully. The pre-season too. They need to work on their pre-seasons. They should play CAF rated Grade A friendlies, not the games we playing against Kwara United. The game we play against Rivers United. I'm not saying that those games are miniature, those teams are miniature teams, no, but you want to test your feet with teams like from the North African team, the Esperance Tunisia. You want to test teams from the School League, the South African League. You want to test teams for Asoko Scotland of the Ghanaian League and so on. So these are teams you need to play in friendly. If you organize Grade A friendlies like this, it will test your feet, it will make you to get ready in the CAF Champions League. Because the bigger picture is not just winning the league. Fine, you won the league for your state, but we want to do well when it comes to the CAF Champions League. It's been a while. We qualified, we make it to the semi-final, just the semi-final. It can't be like Steve now hard nut to crack. So for them to crack that nut, fantastic, it's a full step. We've given them their reward for their hard work. Fine, moving forward, they need to start buying the players, go to the management, the coaching staff. They need to go more training with additional some players, like you said, Grade A players too that have tested CAF. Just like, let me just take a shift of River Supers. The reason why River Supers did something great at the bar is because they have two players playing that have tested bar and they were fantastic. We're talking about Amore and Will Perry. So if we want to do well, bring players that have tested the CAF Champions League, and then with a blend of our own. I think if it means the Gbisa and Afang soup, it is sweet for mouth.
Okay. Interesting times. Now let's tell you that Remo Stars goalkeeper Aladun Francis Kolimba has been recalled to the Central African Republic CAR national team. Kolimba last featured for CAR in the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against Angola. The shortstopper has been capped 3 times by his country. His return to the national team follows an impressive display with Remo Stars in the Nigeria Premier Football League last season. So Central African Republic will face off against Togo and Angola this month. So now we tell you that 11 players are currently in the Super Falcons Ikene camp as the team gears up, for the upcoming international friendlies against Senegal. The new arrivals in camp are Joy Omewa, Oluwatosin Demehin, Tony Payne, Blessing Oliviera, Folashade Ijamilusi, Andalin Beshi, yeah, Ngozi Okobi, yeah, and there's also Omorishola Babajide in the mix for this one. Yeah, the joint early arrivals, that's Shukurat Oladipo, Kofayat, Shito, and of course Asisha Oshoala in camp. An additional 12 players are expected to arrive in camp. The Super Falcons will have their first official training session later tonight. Both friendlies will be played at the Remo Star Sports Complex, Ikene. The first game is slated for Friday, while the second friendly holds next week, Monday. So now, we step on the brakes, pay some bills. When we return, we'll head straight to Europe where we got some really, really interesting stories making the rounds. It's the Soccer Fan Zone on WAVE 91.7 FM. Stay here.